Thank you for tuning in to Sports and Thing. I am your host, B.
And I'm your host, Ty. Okay, so the Blazers, they traded away so many pieces this trade deadline. They freed up 35 million in cap space, and they gave away CJ McCollum. He is a big piece for the Portland Trail Blazers. Him and Dame are like best friends. Their chemistry was unmatched when you watched them play. It was like if Dame couldn't do it, CJ was going to go out there and try to do it for him. So we're talking about, at this point, the Trailblazers, they keep saying, oh, we're not in the rebuilding stage. We're not in the rebuilding stage. But they're obviously in the rebuilding stage. With Damian Lillard at 31 years old, is he naive to continue to stay at the Portland Trailblazers when they keep telling him, oh, we're not in the rebuilding stage?
I'm going to say is this. The future for Damian Lillard and the Trailblazers is very dim right now. Ain't no way in heck a 31-year-old is looking at a rebuilding team right now. So my belief, he's going to try to force his way out of the Blazers this summer.
If he's smart. Because it seems like he's buying into it. It seems like he's being
loyal.
Naive and loyal. Like,
he's too loyal.
Oh, we're going to be a small market team. We're going to be like the Bucks, and we're going to win a championship like they did.
Yes. This is a
Come
smart.
on, let's just be real.
Yes, this is a small market team.
It's
and
not
remember,
the most desirable city. Who's like, oh, well, I want to go to the Portland Trailblazers.
Exactly.
Come on, he has to be realistic.
They did all that to free up all this cap space, but we all know that the Portland Trailblazers isn't
no one's
a desired destination. Who's talking about going to Portland at all?
No one.
It had been many free agencies these past summers when he was under contract, and how many people was running to Portland to be signed or to team up with him.
And I mean, Dame was having an amazing season.
Amazing. That's when he was doing the Dame time. That's when he put the Oklahomers out when he shot that three. Remember that time? Mm-hmm. So my thing is, if nobody is running to your organization during free agency, so what makes you think by trading away all these pieces? Yeah. And you feel like, oh my God, all this cap space. You can have all the cap space in the world, but if the player and the talent isn't willing to come to your city, then you just have dead money. And you're going to do what the Lakers did once before, just sign people just to fill a roster. That's all you're going to do. And for Damian Lillard to be 31 years old, I think it's time for Damian Lillard to take his career by the balls and say, I want out. I don't care what they talking about. Y'all are going through a rebuilding mode. Because if you wasn't, you would have been. If you would have traded away CJ McCollum, you would have traded away him. You would have traded him
for
another contender piece to come on the team
saying,
now.
Oh, we're just getting rid of him.
Not for the money. Not for the money. Oh, I'm just trying to get his contract off. Because at the end of the day, damn the contract. I feel like now at that point you trying to rebuild a whole team, and he's not at that stage to have a whole team. These last 2 years, Damian Lillard have been dealing with injuries, and we all know that. Is it a long, deep injury? I don't really believe. I just think that he just knows the seasons are dead seasons. So why put miles on my body over seasons that are dead?
Exactly. They just scratched it.
They have no chance to going up against the West and winning any games with a team like he has. And for me, I feel like little injuries is nagging you, and you really don't want to play. You gonna take that type of time to make sure you're preserving your body.
And you're healing. You're getting well.
Exactly.
So, I mean, what team could he go to? And I'm not recommending him try to be part of some weird big three situation.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Don't go to the Lakers. Don't go. And to me, I would feel the best team to me that I feel like it would have really helped him out. Honestly, him going to the Bucks. This taking so much off his body. You having Greek the Freak with you, and you just moving the ball. And I think teams like that, don't go to a team with other dominant shooting guards. Go to a team that's looking for a point guard / shooting guard where you can really...
Exactly. You can take over the game.
Exactly. So, it's a lot of teams out there, but do not try to go join no big three. Don't try to do this thing. Make sure he take his time and pick a team that's going to be really beneficial to him because we just seen what the Lakers did in the summer. We just seen what the Nets did.
Exactly.
The Nets wasn't thinking.
And nobody, I feel that's funny that no one's talking about how their big three failed as well. It's just, the Lakers are like, well, we're not doing great. That's true. We're not, but they're not doing great either.
And I think they only play like 4 games to 5 games all.
3 of them.
Yeah, all three was on the Nets, all 3, and then I think it didn't work. So right now, I don't believe big threes at this point in time is working because a lot of people isn't thinking about the reality of ball.
They're not thinking the reality. These are 3 players that have made their name in the NBA and their style of play, and then you're asking them to give up something in their game
to
join
game,
2 other
big
people.
Game, the big game. So, but back to Damian Lillard, I feel like his career in Portland is coming to an end. I feel these last 2 years he's been sitting out.
He's been looking.
He's been going through his own mentally processing.
I want a championship or a chance at a championship, and if I want that, I have to leave.
And I don't believe that this summer they're gonna get that big fist they looking for because Portland have been many years. Portland has been good. I'm not gonna act like the Portland Trailblazers isn't a good team. Many years they had made runs in the playoffs and things of that such. And when the off season came, we didn't hear about the big signing and people really wanted to go to Portland.
Well, that's our rant about Damian Lillard.
Future.
And
like I always say, I'm on the West Coast.
Peace.